Hello, soulmates. Welcome to another interesting tutorial from the Honest Academy. My name is Justice. So in this class, we'll be making our bomber jackets, and these are the materials that we need to make our jackets look beautiful. First, you need your Ankara jacket. You're going to be using Ankara. We need the rib, which is the jogger's band. We need our um zipper, we need our lining, and we need a little interfacing for the pocket area. Okay, so the measurements we need are not much. We just need our chest measurements or bust circumference. We can use our waist if it is bigger than the chest, whichever one of them is bigger. And then we need the length of the jacket, which is from shoulder to hip area. We do not need the hip circumference because the jacket is not going to get to the hip. But if you want it to get to the hip, then you use the hip measurement. So we're going to be drafting this on paper before transferring to our fabric, and we need our shoulder measurement also, which is going to be divided by 2. Mark our shoulder measurement. We'll mark our neck width for the back. For the back, you could use 2.5 if you want it close to your neckline, or 3 inches. Then the depth of the neckline for the back, I used 1 inch. Now you're going to be marking the length of your jacket, but in this case you're going to be minusing where the rib will be. The rib is the jogger's band. Okay, so you're going to be minusing where it is. If you minus your sewing allowance, whatever that is remaining, either 2 inches or 2.5, you minus it and then mark the length of your jacket. I hope you understand this. This jacket is quite easy to draft. The drafting is not a problem. Okay, the drafting is not a problem. It's just in the sewing that you need to be very careful. The sewing also is not a problem. You just have to be determined to achieve neat finishing. Okay, so I've marked the length and the width of the jacket, right? And then I'm going to get my armhole depth, which I use bust divide by 6 plus 1.5, and then I added 5" to it because it's a free jacket and I need it to be free at the armhole. Okay, so I mark the armhole and our bust circumference. Now the next thing is to connect the armhole curve. Okay, so I'm just trying to remind you of what we did at the neckline, which is the width of the neckline, our shoulder, and then the drop down, and that is 3 by 1 or 2.5 by 1, whichever one that is okay for you. This depends on the size of the neckline though. If the neckline is small, like 12, 13, 14, you could use 2.5 by 1. That is depth 1 inch, width 2.5. If it is big, you can increase it to 3 inches for the back. So make use of your French curve and connect your armhole together. So like this, now the back is finished. We don't need the waist measurement here because the bust is quite bigger than the waist. Okay, so from here we're going to be marking our lines for the front too. Just the same thing we did at the back. No visible, not too much alterations. Okay, so we're going to mark the width of our jacket and then the length of the jacket. Okay, we're just trying to make sure that everything aligns together. So meanwhile, have you subscribed to this channel? If you've not subscribed to this channel, please kindly take this mic and tell us what you're waiting for. Okay, so I hope you understand something about the jacket making. Now we're going to be marking out our zipper allowance for the front. That is the only thing that differentiates the front from the back. we're having a zipper allowance in front. Okay, so now that you've done that, the next thing is to mark your neck width, your shoulder width, and the neck depth for the front. Okay, I used 3 inches, right? I can't remember who actually owns this measurement, but between 3 inches and 2.5, like I said, depending on the size of the neck. The depth 3 inches, the width 2.5. I think that was what I used here. Okay, because it wasn't for one person, I made for other persons too. So if you need this to be done for you, kindly send us a message. We can deliver to you anywhere you are, either in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, and it's going to come out so beautifully well. Okay, so we're going to be connecting to our armhole depth, the same as the back, the same line with the back. We're connecting. We just want to make sure that it's on a straight line, and this is it. I hope you're enjoying this tutorial. I hope you're learning something from this tutorial. If you've learned something from this tutorial, please kindly give it a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment. Let's know your reactions. Okay, now we're going to divide the armhole into two and curve our armhole um, line, and we're going to deepen it at this point that we marked, which is half of the armhole, by 0.5, just to eliminate a little bulge at the armhole area. You can see the way I'm connecting it with my curve. So the drafting of this jacket is not where the work is. The sewing might not be that stressful though, but that's where the work is also. The drafting is just as simple as it is. So we are done, and we're trying to mark where our pocket is going to be. You can measure 1 inch up from the length of the jacket for where the base of the jacket will be, and up to 6 inches from below for where the pocket is going to start. You can just style it any choice, anyhow you want it. Must not be using a particular measurement. You can put it anywhere you like. Okay, but make sure it's not facing upside down so that your hands can actually relax. So we're folding the zipper allowance inside so that we can cut the neckline for the front. This is the best way to cut both the allowance and the main pattern if you have something like sewing allowance or zipper allowance in front. Okay, so here I put the shoulders for the back and front together so that I can do a little alteration. I want the back to be longer than the front so that the shoulder can drop forward. And so what I'm going to do is to mark 1 inch and cut it off from the front shoulder line. You can see it. I'm marking 1 inch from the front shoulder line, and where I marked will form the new shoulder line, no longer the first one, so that the back can be longer and drop forward just like the way we do it in shirt making. So I'm cutting at that part now. This is the easiest method I can think of in making the back longer than the front. So if you've not tried this method before, even in your shirt making, give it a try and let's see how it is. Okay, you can style the pockets anyhow you want it, either a welt pocket or a patched pocket. So this is the cutout of the jacket. Adding a sewing allowance, the back does not have any opening. The CB is closed because there's no slant, so there's no need of opening it. So you add your seam allowances, which are not going to be much because the jacket is an enclosed one and it's a free one, so there's no need for too much sewing allowance. Okay, so then you cut a basic sleeve, which you're going to be using basic sleeve plus 2 inches, so that the sleeve can be very free on your hand, and that is what you're attaching to the bomber jacket. I hope we understand this. It's looking so beautiful. So we're making use of the welt pocket, and I have cut it open. When you're fixing the welt pocket, please be very careful because any mistake you make is going to affect your fabric, is going to affect your work. So this is where the use of the stay comes in. You need to stay the mouth of the pocket so that it is easy for you to sew. It relaxes very well. I hope you're going to give this a try. Give it and let's see the outcome of your sewing. Okay, for how to sew a welt pocket, we have a full video on that. Please, the link is in the description box. Kindly look into it. Okay, so this is where we're going to be calling it. And we don't know, we are not. Okay, so after this, we're going to be sewing the welt pocket. You can see how beautiful it is. With the help of the ST, it relaxes very, very well. So when you're making yours, don't forget to stay it. And then we're going to be joining shoulder to shoulder, right side to right side, back and front. So I will join the shoulders now and then join the sides. And the same way you join the shoulder and the sides, that's how you're going to join the lining also. Okay, the lining will be sewn separately, you can see it. So we're going to be attaching it with the help of the rib. Now to get the size of the rib you need, you're going to measure from your side seam towards the back. Okay, the two side seam are from the side seam to the back to the other side seam. Whatever you have, you can minus 2 inches from it if you want it to be fitted at your waistline, or you just leave it like that and then use the rib to connect the lining and the main fabric together. I hope you understand this. I hope you understand this. Don't forget that you're going to be having, by choice anyway, you're going to be having same fabric at the front before the rib. So it's going to add to your measurement. I hope you understand this. So to connect or fix the lining to the fabric, you're going to be using your rib and you're going to see it. You can see the lining and the fabric wrong side, and we're going to be putting them together. I hope you find this so valuable. I hope you understand something very good that will help you in the making. Okay, and this is how it is. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, please kindly do so, after which we're fixing our zip and then the sleeve. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps someone. Please leave a comment in the comment section, and if you have any question, feel free to ask and we're going to attend to you. Bye. Have a nice day.